Stop chasing love, attract it. Instead, imagine walking into a room and instantly feeling the energy shift because people are drawn to you. Now, imagine that same magnetic energy in your love life, when instead of desperately chasing someone's attention, they find themselves irresistibly pulled toward you. That, my friends, is not luck. That is the art of attracting love, and it's completely within your control. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop running after love and start cultivating the kind of presence and confidence that naturally draws it in. The first step to attracting love is to stop chasing it entirely, and this is where most people completely miss the mark. Chasing someone sends a subtle but very clear signal. It says that your happiness depends on them, that you need their approval to feel worthy, and that your emotional state is tied to their actions. This energy is instantly recognizable, and unfortunately, it is profoundly unattractive. People are instinctively drawn to confidence, not desperation. When you are constantly reaching out, texting first, arranging every meeting, or bending over backward to please someone, you create an imbalance in the dynamic. You are giving, and often, leaving very little space for curiosity or attraction to develop. Chasing is like trying to pull a magnet with your hands, instead of letting it naturally align with your own magnetic field. It's exhausting, ineffective, and in the end, it rarely works. The key is to shift your focus entirely from the other person to yourself. Invest your energy into cultivating your own life, passions, and happiness. Develop routines and hobbies that excite you, explore new interests, nurture friendships, and create experiences that make your life rich and meaningful. When you are fully engaged in your own journey, you radiate a sense of completeness and fulfillment that is irresistible. People are drawn to energy, vitality, and independence. When your joy is not dependent on someone else, you become magnetic simply by being yourself. This does not mean you stop caring or stop dating. It means you operate from a place of abundance rather than need. Another critical aspect of this shift is self-awareness. Understand why you feel the need to chase. Are you afraid of being alone? Are you seeking validation? Once you identify the underlying emotional drivers, you can consciously replace them with behaviors that build your self-worth and emotional resilience. When you stop clinging to someone else's attention, you stop giving them the power to control your emotional state. You become the source of your own happiness. Interestingly, the moment you release the chase, you often notice an immediate shift in how others respond to you. People who may have been elusive or distant suddenly become more interested because the energy they sense is no longer needy or desperate. It's calm, confident, and compelling. This is the magnetic energy of someone who is comfortable in their own skin, who respects themselves enough to prioritize their own life, and who invites love to naturally flow rather than forcing it into existence. The chase is exhausting. Attraction is effortless. When you truly embrace this mindset, you stop trying to control the outcome. Instead, focus on becoming the person that others naturally want to be around. Confidence is the silent language of attraction, and mastering it is the second step to stopping the chase and instead drawing love toward you effortlessly. But here's the truth most people never admit. Confidence isn't about having the perfect body, the perfect career, or the perfect wardrobe. True confidence comes from an inner conviction that you are enough exactly as you are, combined with the courage to show up authentically in the world. When you cultivate this, it communicates a powerful, almost magnetic message. I know my worth, and I will not settle for less than I deserve. And that message, it's irresistible. Too often, people mistake arrogance or loudness for confidence, but real confidence is quiet, grounded, and unshakable. It's in the way you walk into a room and hold your head high, not because you need anyone's validation, but because you respect yourself. It's in the way you engage with people, with calm curiosity, active listening, authentic interest, without overcompensating, explaining, or seeking approval. People can sense when someone is secure in themselves versus when they're performing for attention. When you exude genuine confidence, it creates a magnetic pull that words alone cannot achieve. Building this confidence starts with action. You don't suddenly become confident. You create it by doing things that challenge you, push your boundaries, and reinforce the fact that you can handle life on your own terms. Whether it's pursuing a new goal, speaking up in a meeting, or stepping into social situations you'd normally avoid, each small victory builds an internal foundation that radiates outward. Confidence is cumulative. Every moment where you act in alignment with your self-worth reinforces the energy others sense. Another crucial element is self-acceptance. True confidence flourishes when you embrace your flaws, quirks, and imperfections rather than trying to hide them. People are naturally drawn to authenticity. When you stop apologizing for who you are, stop trying to mold yourself into someone else's expectations, and start standing in your own truth, you create a magnetic presence. You become someone who not only commands respect, but also inspires desire. Lastly, confidence allows you to navigate rejection and uncertainty with grace. You no longer crumble if someone doesn't respond the way you hoped or chooses a different path. Instead, you remain composed, knowing that your worth is not determined by external approval. This unshakable self-respect is perhaps the single most attractive quality a person can possess. When you embody it fully, people are naturally drawn to you, not because you chase them, but because your energy is impossible to ignore. Building an intriguing life is one of the most powerful ways to naturally attract love. Attraction is not just about looks or charm. It's about the energy you emit, the experiences you carry, and the stories you live. When your life is rich, exciting, and full of purpose, people can't help but be drawn to it, and by extension, drawn to you. If your world revolves solely around finding love, or worse, around one particular person, it becomes predictable, one-dimensional, and frankly, exhausting for both you and anyone observing you. People are naturally drawn to mystery, novelty, and adventure, not someone whose entire focus is on gaining their attention. An intriguing life begins with curiosity and passion. Pursue things that genuinely excite you, whether it's traveling, learning new skills, starting a creative project, or dedicating yourself to a meaningful cause. These experiences do more than just fill your time. They cultivate depth, confidence, and individuality. When you're fully engaged in your own journey, your energy becomes contagious. People don't just see you. They feel the excitement, the passion, and the vitality you bring into every room. That energy is magnetic. Another critical aspect is independence. Being interesting is as much about what you do as it is about what you don't do. You don't wait around for someone else to approve your plans or validate your choices. You create a life that excites you regardless of whether someone is there to witness it. This independence is incredibly attractive because it signals self-reliance, maturity, and emotional stability, qualities that are subconsciously associated with a desirable partner. People are drawn to those who have their own gravitational pull rather than those who orbit around others' attention. Stories and experiences are equally vital. When you live an intriguing life, you naturally accumulate stories that spark curiosity and connection. These are the anecdotes that make someone want to know more about you, the adventure that show your courage and individuality, and the passions that reveal your heart. You don't have to try to impress anyone. Simply being engaged in life creates a magnetic aura. Finally, living an intriguing life shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. You no longer chase people because your life is already fulfilling. Instead, you attract connections naturally because others are drawn to your energy and the completeness you radiate. Intrigue is irresistible because it promises depth, excitement, and emotional richness, the very qualities that turn casual interest into genuine attraction. Setting clear boundaries and standards is one of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to attract love naturally. Many people make the mistake of bending over backward to please someone they're interested in, compromising their values, desires, and emotional well-being in the process. This behavior may feel like it increases connection in the short term, but in reality, it diminishes your attractiveness. When you don't have boundaries, you teach people that your time, energy, and self-respect are negotiable. And the moment something is negotiable, it loses value. Attraction is fueled by respect, and respect is built on consistency, integrity, and self-awareness. Boundaries are essentially a way of communicating, without words, what you will and will not accept in a relationship. They are not about being rigid or controlling. They are about clarity, self-respect, and protecting your emotional energy. When you set boundaries, you signal that you value yourself enough to not settle for less than what aligns with your standards. This creates a magnetic pull because people are naturally drawn to individuals who honor themselves, those who are grounded, confident, and emotionally stable. Someone who respects themselves doesn't need to chase or beg for attention. Their energy commands it effortlessly. Having standards goes hand in hand with boundaries. Standards are the qualities and behaviors you expect in a partner: honesty, kindness, ambition, emotional intelligence, or whatever aligns with your values. They are the non-negotiables that shape the kind of love you are willing to accept. Setting and maintaining these standards demonstrates that you have a clear vision of what you deserve. It is incredibly attractive because it signals that you won't settle, that your love is precious, and that connecting with you requires effort, sincerity, and authenticity. People are drawn to those who won't compromise their self-worth because it challenges them to rise to the occasion rather than take you for granted. Boundaries also create space for genuine attraction to grow. When someone sees that you have standards and that you respect yourself, they naturally start valuing your presence more. Instead of feeling entitled to your time or attention, they are motivated to show up fully, to engage authentically, and to invest emotionally. This dynamic is vastly different from the exhausting chase most people get caught in, where one person gives endlessly and the other takes without fully appreciating it. Ultimately, boundaries and standards are not limitations, they are invitations. They attract the right people, those who are aligned with your values, who respect your space, and who are ready to meet you on an equal, genuine level. By cultivating this self-respect, you stop chasing love and instead create the conditions for love to seek you out naturally. Mastering the art of presence is one of the most subtle yet powerful ways to attract love without chasing it. Presence is not about saying the perfect words or performing in front of someone. It's about how fully you show up in the moment and how you make others feel when they are around you. Most people fail at this because they are either distracted, overthinking, or trying too hard to impress. The truth is, attraction is not about effort or rehearsed lines. It's about energy, connection, and authenticity. When you are truly present, you radiate a magnetic energy that pulls people toward you effortlessly. Being present means actively listening and engaging with someone rather than thinking about what you will say next or whether they like you. It's about showing genuine curiosity in who they are and responding with warmth, interest, and authenticity. People can sense when they are being heard and valued, and it creates an emotional resonance that no amount of chasing or grand gestures can replicate. The more fully you focus on the person in front of you, the more you make them feel alive, seen, and appreciated, and that feeling is irresistibly attractive. Presence also requires self-awareness and calm confidence. When you are fully grounded in yourself, you are not reacting from insecurity, neediness, or fear. You are not overanalyzing every word or action. Instead, you are comfortable, composed, and engaged in the flow of the interaction. This composure creates a sense of safety and intrigue at the same time. People are naturally drawn to those who can hold their own space emotionally and mentally because it signals maturity, stability, and strength. Another important aspect of presence is energy management. The way you carry yourself, your posture, eye contact, tone, and body language communicates far more than your words ever could. When your energy is aligned, positive, and authentic, it acts like a magnet. People feel your confidence, warmth, and engagement without you needing to do anything consciously to impress them. Presence is not performative. It is natural, effortless, and deeply compelling. Finally, mastering presence allows you to create meaningful connections quickly. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel truly understood and valued. Instead of chasing attention or validation, you focus on giving your full presence, and the response you receive is organic and mutual. When you become someone who is fully engaged, authentic, and emotionally attuned, in every interaction, love does not need to be chased. It seeks you out. Releasing attachment to outcomes is the final, yet perhaps the most transformative step in attracting love instead of chasing it. Most people get caught up in what ifs. What if they don't text back? What if they don't like me? What if I never find someone who truly sees me? This attachment creates anxiety, desperation, and a subtle energy of neediness that others can sense instantly. When you are attached to a specific outcome, you are essentially saying that your happiness depends on someone else's choices. This is one of the fastest ways to kill attraction because it communicates a lack of emotional independence. Love cannot flourish when it is forced. It only thrives when it is free. The first step in releasing attachment is to shift your focus from the result to the experience of living fully. Instead of obsessing over whether someone will respond the way you want, redirect your energy toward your own growth, passions, and well-being. When your life is already rich and fulfilling, your desire for love comes from a place of abundance, not scarcity. This creates a magnetic energy because people are drawn to those who are centered, balanced, and emotionally complete. The freedom that comes from detaching from outcomes makes your presence irresistible. Suddenly, your interactions are relaxed, playful, and authentic, which naturally draws people in. Detachment does not mean indifference or lack of care. It means caring without losing yourself in the process. You remain engaged and open, but your sense of self-worth and emotional stability is not tied to someone else's decision. This mindset allows you to experience attraction and connection fully without the stress of needing a particular result to validate your value. When you let go of trying to control love, you create space for it to manifest naturally and organically. Another powerful aspect of releasing attachment is that it builds resilience and confidence. Rejection or uncertainty no longer feels like a personal failure because you understand that love is not about forcing someone to feel a certain way. It's about mutual alignment and energy. This perspective allows you to navigate dating and relationships with grace, poise, and emotional maturity. People are drawn to those who can maintain their equilibrium and self-respect regardless of circumstances, because that energy signals strength, security, and reliability. Ultimately, letting go of attachment transforms the dynamic entirely. Instead of chasing, you radiate calm, magnetic energy that naturally attracts the right people. Love seeks out those who are whole, confident, and free, and when you embody this state, you no longer need to chase it. It comes to you. By prioritizing your own growth, happiness, and emotional independence, you create the ideal conditions for genuine, lasting love to find its way into your life. Attracting love instead of chasing it begins with a deep shift in mindset, from neediness to self-sufficiency, from desperation to magnetic confidence. When you stop chasing, you stop giving away your power and start investing in yourself. By focusing on your own passions, growth, and happiness, you naturally radiate an energy that others cannot ignore. Love is not something you pursue. It is something that flows to those who embody completeness and authenticity. Every moment you spend building your life, cultivating your confidence, and honoring your values strengthens the magnetic pull that draws the right person toward you. Confidence, presence, and self-respect are the pillars of attraction. They signal to the world that you are worthy of love without having to plead for it. When you carry yourself with calm assurance, set clear boundaries, and engage authentically in interactions, you create an aura that invites connection effortlessly. The right person is attracted not because you chase them, but because your energy, passion, and emotional intelligence create an irresistible pull. By cultivating these qualities, you ensure that any connection you form is based on genuine desire rather than need or desperation. Living an intriguing life and letting go of attachment to outcomes amplifies your attraction even further. When your days are filled with excitement, adventure, and meaningful experiences, your energy becomes magnetic. People are drawn to those who have depth, curiosity, and independence because such qualities signal that a connection with you will be fulfilling and enriching. Similarly, when you release attachment to specific outcomes, you create space for authentic love to emerge. Freedom, confidence, and authenticity are far more alluring than any effortful chase could ever be. Ultimately, the journey from chasing love to attracting it is a journey of self-mastery, self-love, and intentionality. When you prioritize your own growth, happiness, and emotional stability, you no longer rely on anyone else to validate your worth. You become a person who naturally draws love, respect, and admiration because of who you are, not because of what you do to impress. Love finds you when you are whole, confident, and unapologetically yourself, and the relationships that follow are not forced but effortless, meaningful, and deeply satisfying. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to invest in yourself and your journey toward attracting genuine love. I hope this video gave you valuable insights that you can start applying today. Remember, love is not about chasing. It's about becoming the kind of person that love can't resist. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips that transform your dating and relationship life. Until next time, take care, stay confident, and keep attracting the love you deserve.